Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever. This is a ladder game. You can see by this little medal. And we have a Russian player, DukeNukem. Hope he is Russian, I hope I didn't get that wrong. And BlinChik, I believe, is Belarusian. BlinChik playing Cyber and DukeNukem playing UEF. And the map is Rigor 6 Highlands, made by Lionheart. I think I'll have to try out Lionheart's latest map, actually, Hexagonian Drylands. That's a very interesting map, completely different to anything I've seen before. I think I only played it once. Interesting map, you should check it out in the vault. Maybe I'll play some custom games on it. Anyway, this is a map he made many years ago. One of the best custom maps. And so good it got quite overplayed for a while there. Back in a different ladder pool system. But it is a very nice map because of how Lionheart makes his maps. He makes bases. And I think it's quite important. A lot of people recently make maps with very spread out mexes. And I honestly think having bases is better for the strategy of the game. As in, you have a clear area to control, which gives you a certain distinct number of mexes. You know what you're going to get. If you can take an expansion, you know what you get from it. If you can deny it. And you can sort of plan to attack certain locations which are more important, rather than having maps where there's just mexes sort of almost evenly spaced around, and it's becomes a very attritional thing, and less strategic in my opinion. Anyway, what's the opening? DukeNukem going... Is he going four? He's going 4 land factories before his air factory. Ooh, he's stalling mass. So there's some reclaim here. This is some nice reclaim. He's missed a couple of rocks, but there's big ones. There's this reclaim here he really needs right now. There's also a little group of rocks here, around these pillars, here. Many rocks. So all of these things can be manually reclaimed to boost your build order. Especially, I would say, this on your way to this mex over here. And this at the back should probably be the very first. That's what I usually do. Second engineer comes out, helps build a hydro, and then grabs this reclaim, grabs some over here, etc. So DukeNukem not doing enough manual reclaim. His opening build order. Look at BlinChik, 900 mass, 700 more. He's grabbed this. There's also a rock here. It's gone. So yeah, nice build order from Blin, and looks like he's gone very heavy land as well. Look at this. Actually, BlinChik a far superior build order. 5 factories he's leaving with his ACU. He has an air factory done. DukeNukem only has 4 factories up. No air factory. BlinChik needs to be scouting the base. Look. Okay, he scouted the base and he sees no air factory. Now the question is, will he realize that he doesn't see an air factory? And it doesn't look like he has. You see, it's the thing. So often, well, people just get used to what's happening in every game, and what now he may notice because he sees it's actually in construction. There's also very few P-gens for DukeNukem, so I'm kind of worried about his power situation. Now I hope he will have noticed that he has a scout directly overhead seeing an air factory being built. So what he should do here is switch to a bomber. Actually, just make a jester, in fact. Make a jester or two, and he should be sending his interceptors to fly overhead to force anti-air in the base and kill any inties that are built, but it looks like, unfortunately, he's not realized the situation. DukeNukem with his ACU is moving straight to mid to get his juicy obsidian Rex. 600 mass here, waiting for someone to gobble it up. He's going to kill some mantis. add insult to injury, but the difficulty on the left, usually your ACU would be here, and he's actually, oh, nice move. Unfortunately blocked his own tank, but also blocked some shots. There's another sneaky mantis coming in behind. I suspect this engineer is going to go down. He's going to have to send more tanks and engineers this side. On the right, BlinChik has not grabbed his expansion thanks to, well, there's been some kills here. That looks like maybe a dead engineer. So, damage done, and actually, even though BlinChik sent his ACU to the right, he's slower expanding than the single NG, and the NG does go down. Oh, the man just keeps turning, so it stops shooting. But it got the kill in the end, and now more Mantis moving this direction, and also a Seeking Engineer looking to grab all of this reclaim. This is a T2 transport that was trying to bring some Aurora somewhere. Did not make it to wherever it was heading. And over here we have some strikers and a UEF T2 transport. Very important reclaim to grab, also can be stolen. So, BlinChik still with a score lead, and bit of an air fight, and the Inties, well, it seems like we got a lot of micro here going on, but absolutely failed, unfortunately for BlinChik. His Inties stopped moving, and when they stop moving, they also stop shooting for whatever reason. Honestly, I couldn't tell you why. Oh my god, he only has 260 power income. DukeNukem not having his best game. That is unforgivable. 260. Never mind. BlinChik also has 260. That is... can't be good for him. I feel like that's very, very low right now. Oh, some reclaim was stolen, but denied by this group of tanks. And this group of tanks can move on and maybe do some damage over here. The ACU, BlinChik's ACU is still in this position and nothing moving towards the mechs over here. So I think we may be seeing just the gap between say an 1800 and a 2000. Just some mistakes here and there. Certainly the power, well, that's happened to everyone at some point. There's something on this transport. We have just a scout and some NGs. And DukeNukem taking up a lot of space in the middle and making sure that there's actually no units can get through here. Now, a pretty important feature of this map is that the way out of the base is this choke here, and you can't get to the other base except by coming into the middle of the map and then moving across. So DukeNukem, by using his ACU here, is completely cut off reinforcements to the expansion, and that can make it very vulnerable. And now you can see units moving this way, and the ACU is over here. So if he wants to move over to take this expansion, which he probably will very shortly, then units can run past and attack this expansion that he has just left behind. Over here, a big attack, a lot of Mantis, and DukeNukem's ACU being up here leaves a lot of space down here that BlinChik is rightly exploiting. That's definitely a good move. If you can't get into the middle of the map, go down the side and attack the two main expansions of your opponent. And BlinChik, because he doesn't have units on the right, he can't really send his ACU back to fight this ACU. It would also take a very long time. He needs to use the ACU to secure this expansion and hopefully be able to defend this, but I think he needs a PD here because there's some units coming. And this looks like a bad fight for Blin. He got a fair amount of damage on the ACU, but fed a lot of vet, fed a lot of kills, and left a lot of dead tanks nearby. So, not sure that trade was worth it. Honestly, this ACU is going to get another vet. He's going to get, well, 2400. Oh, this is quite a few mantis coming in on top of him now, but I think he's gonna vet before they can do enough damage. Let's see. He's close. He's very close. He's down to 1000 HP. And BlinChik runs away and he gets the vet, 2400 extra HP. It's up to 3500 and his tanks are here. Meanwhile, well, this is aggressive, very aggressive play. This expansion has been killed, no PD, and even if there was, we had a couple of Lobos smartly brought along. This expansion dying, the PD is down. A Hydra will surely die next. Dead expansion over here. This is completely killed. This was never even taken. I mean, and NG didn't even get past this point for DukeNukem. And the HQ is on the front line. Why is it not in the base? Strange location for an HQ, especially when your opponent's ACU is right up front. Oh, this is already a bit mad. Now, BlinChik done very well. Got the edge build factory up here. This is a plateau with a little civ base back here protecting 3 mexes. So you have to make some arties to take out the PDs, and then smartly grabbing the reclaim, and he's done it significantly faster than DukeNukem has. It's a good advantage. Also a lot more reclaim. BlinChik doing a lot better on the reclaim. You can see all of this stuff is clean. This used to be forested. If we look over here, there's a lot of rocks mixed in. All of this is clean for Blint, more or less, except a little ridge. And we saw a couple of gunships over here, but they were completely unprotected. Now BlinChik took them out. So DukeNukem going for T2 air. After 5th air, he's gone T2 air, and he's got gunships on BlinChik's ACU. He's trying to throw up some anti-air, and his interceptors should be coming across. I don't see many inties for DukeNukem. Oh no, here they are. I was a little blind, but it looks like the numbers are quite even. We shall see. Yeah, BlinChik just slightly behind and has a little nice air grid planned. Obviously, I'm sure BlinChik is a big fan of slow, as I'd say all Russian players are. And then it's a slow-esque air grid being planned. And the gunships, well, they're running away. I thought they would kill more mexes. This is really, to be totally honest, this is the location you should first go to with gunships, because, well, BlinChik should be making anti-air here right now because it's very vulnerable. And, you know, it can't be attacked by land, so you want to go to the places that are most vulnerable first, where they're going to try and protect with anti-air. So this expansion is decent. He could have then moved on to the back. Look at this stuff here. A lot of power here. And an air factory in the hydro. Does DukeNukem know that this is here? Ooh, he doesn't. That's a lot of power that could be killed. If only he knew it was there. And it looks like BlinChik has just lost air. DukeNukem switched from gunships to inties for a while, had a lot of assists, and now he's moving back to gunships. You can see these have many kills, 10 each for these 3. Gunship over here. One interesting thing you can see here, the Stinger is a transport. So these could be used to drop engineers around. The best thing to drop with them is, well, you can drop pillars. They can drop a single T2 unit or a single T1 unit. So there's a few things you can do. You can drop Sparkies. You can drop a Sparky with some Stingers. You can drop T2 engineer. You can drop a T1 engineer to re-expand here. You can actually put a lab into the gunship, and the lab will shoot out of the gunship, giving it some extra DPS. Pretty fun features. But as it is, they're just being used as gunships, which they're quite good gunships. BlinChik still trying to hold on to this expansion. He's very, very exposed here. I have to say, this is extremely dangerous for him. DukeNukem, I think, well, this is the cost of him controlling the mid. He's taking a lot of damage over here. I think there's a flak. There is. To protect his army, it's lagging a bit behind, but DukeNukem complete control of this area, and that really makes it extremely dangerous for Blin to be trapped over here. This is actually water here, but obviously extremely shallow, just up to that ACU's ankles. This is a safe pond you can hide in, but he's very far from that. And if DukeNukem wanted to move this way and then also use air to support, I don't know what BlinChik could do. He would surely die. But DukeNukem not using that option, just wants to keep the pressure up. And look at that. The Cerberus was actually shooting up onto this hill, which is extremely impressive. Let's see. Damn, these arties up here may even be able to hit the HQ. This is a very strong position. If he can just park arties here, he can kill the PDs and shoot down on units. Seems like he's retreating now. BlinChik made a nice drop here to try and secure this location, but he should have maybe made anti-air a bit faster. Because of the gunships, you should know that the gunships are the real danger here, but now actually BlinChik may have gotten back into the air. Looks like he's convincingly winning an air fight. I didn't see the actual fight, just the mop-up, and there's a lot of inties left over for Blin. Air grid paying for itself, and this one over here helping too. A lot of harassment on the right, and he's actually trying to steal some mass and some mexes. That's good. Very, very good for DukeNukem. He's also cleaned up the left side, but now, well, the inties know where the gunships are at. He needs to try and split them, run away, but it looks like they will go down. At least he'll get the reclaim, or there will be reclaim there. Whether he gets it or not, we shall see. There's reclaim here as well. Look at this. Quite nice. And some reclaim in these civ buildings. And this is a very messy game. It's a lot going on. Alright, we have 4 T2 mexes now for the Duke. 4 already for Blin. Looks like he got them a bit faster. And this one is almost T2 as well. And Blin trying to get across here with some units, but he's cut off by the ACU. The T2 units don't get across, just some speedy Mantis run through. DukeNukem still without an ACU upgrade. I would have liked, well, he has a T2 PGen now, so I think he has the option of making a pretty quick upgrade, but he's under a lot of pressure. I just saw an overcharge go in and left a Rhino on low HP. He is forced to retreat, but look at this. I mean, he has 4 vets. With no upgrade, he has 34 per second regen, and now the Rhino's getting surrounded by these strikers and Lobos, and they're going to go down. Look, let's just take a look at all of the reclaim. A lot of dead shit everywhere. In the middle of the map here, a lot around here. Most of it has already been grabbed. We saw a lot of units die here, and they're pretty much even on reclaim. DukeNukem slightly ahead, and he's really come back into this game. He has, well, it looks quite even. The difficulty, I would say, is that there's no T2 land. That is an area where DukeNukem has not really tried to even it up. It's just allowing BlinChik to have that T2 unit advantage, and he can't really continue to do that for too long, in my opinion. We're going to see more and more Rhinos come out, and they will eventually have no trouble dealing with an army of strikers and Lobos, but some of those Rhinos have already been wasted, so it's going to take more time to build them up again. The flak also going to help BlinChik a lot with the air battle. Uh-oh, uh-oh. I thought he was about to fly those inties into BlinChik's cloud. Got baited a bit there by an air scout, and now, yes, BlinChik's spotted the Air Force, sees that he has more, and he's moving in to try and take it out. A lot of PDs going up here, probably too many, bit of a waste. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's going on? That's a strange air fight. Both players microing. So many players don't micro inti fights. It's quite bizarre. You really have to micro it, but both of them did, but BlinChik had far more, easily wins it. And a lot of anti-air going up, a lot of PD going up, and we have T1 units supporting, so I think DukeNukem can take this back. BlinChik still somehow... Wow, he actually has 50 kills. I think he's just farming Lobos that are walking into him, judging by all of these wrecks. That's a pretty bad waste from Duke to just allow that to continue. But he's kept these 5 mechs alive and hasn't got killed, which is a bit surprising. I really thought, well, Duke really could have just taken a right when he had air control, when he had units. I think he really could have pinned this commander in and got the kill. Got to be wary of things like that on such a map. Couple of T2 pigeons. A significant number of rhinos in this army now, a decent number. And we have T2 air. Again, everything at the front, it's very strange. We do have a TMD, but it's behind the HQ. A shield around the pigeons would be nice as well. And finally, T2 land, being assisted quite heavily by Duke. Some air scout getting absolutely vaporized by about 5 Lobo shells, or 6 or 7 even. Nothing remaining. Just a bit of a wreck. And the gunship's doing pretty good for... Well, decent for BlinChik. He cleaned up a few units. But, oh, lost those engineers again. Have a bit of a drop. That just looks like a few units. You need to see some engineers dropped over here to help the expansion. Some Vipers out to attack some walls. Even Vipers can't beat walled PD. Well, it takes a while, but they can't get past the walls. Or they can't kill the PD until they get past the walls. We have 3 T2 mexes coming up here, and that's kind of dangerous because there's no T2 engineers around. We need to see some... oh, holy shit. 30% T2 mechs. No, 58% T3 mechs. Well, that's fucking something. 15% T3 mechs here. I suspect that was maybe accidental, these two. But once you've started, you must continue. He actually is skipping T2 land. He's gone straight to T3, making a T3 engineer, probably trying to get that PGen up, or I guess. Not sure what else he would want to build. He's making more engineers. Alright then. Damn, I didn't realize he had so many T2 mexes here. Also has some anti-air up here, you can see. You really should have some anti-air just for safety. Once you've invested in mexes up here, a few defenses are not going to go astray. But with all this economy and the T3 land, the T2 land skip, the T1 army is almost, well, the land army is almost non-existent, and the air is not in his favor either. So DukeNukem looking extremely vulnerable. He has some defenses, but I mean, what's some T1 PD going to do? There's no T2 PD. There's no upgraded commander. This looks very scary. Now, does BlinChik understand what position he's in? Because if we look at his army, well, it's not that impressive to be honest, but still 12 rhinos is far more than anything that Duke Nukem has. He just has an army of Lobos and Strikers. Now the difficulty is how fast can he get through the T1 PDs, and can he get across the map and do some damage before Duke Nukem is ready and waiting for him. Because look at this, wow, we actually already have 3 Titans out, a Percival, and we have good air production as well. And he's finished the T3P gen. He definitely does not need to make another one. That would be a mistake, considering. I think it's time for maybe an upgrade. Some Sparkies here to make some PD would be very, very nice. But well, he really needs to get these Titans across the map, across to help defend. And you know what? All these PDs are doing a great job slowing down BlinChik. This time they didn't have to kill all the walls to kill the PD, it seems. But this time, well, they will. That's a bit sad. Well, 8 Titans now. The mighty Titan. And this is going to be some T3 air, no doubt. There it is. Time to reclaim all this T1 stuff and maybe some T2 because he has way too much power. BlinChik, does he see what's happening? Well, he's got T3 of his own. T3 land. He's got the B-Gen on the go. And we have a scout overhead. We have it. He sees the rhinos, or not the rhinos, the Titans. One Titan goes down, another one. Yeah, so with the Titans, they have a very quick recharge on their shield. It's very quick. So if you want to move in, do some damage, run back out, let the shield recharge, that can help you a lot. Be quite effective. On the left, the loyalists are moving in to raid, and maybe they can get in behind here where there's no PD and snipe some T2 mexes. That would be very nice. This army gets found out, crushed, deleted, destroyed, annihilated, and BlinChik keeps echoing. He has a T2 commander. He's made some TMD. Thank you. So many people don't make TMD. It's very disturbing considering how good TML is. BlinChik has 2. I mean, that'll do, I guess. Seems like it covers everything. But redundancy is encouraged. In terms of TMD, I have to say. T3 air is complete, but there's nothing building. He has reclaimed some T1P gens, but not all. And he's also getting rid of these factories so he can surround all his mexes, going for his 3rd T3 mass extractor. BlinChik, meanwhile, no reaction in terms of mass. And that could be a big problem for him. It really could. Now he has superior map control. Doing damage over here. Looks like he's getting a T2 mex kill. And he has T2 mexes here. He has this expansion. You can see Duke Nukem not able to hold this versus the loyalists. And the... oh, we have a stealth bot in here. Very nice. Mantis. Medusa. Not many Medusa. Could probably do with several more. That's a gunship just killing some engineers. Strange place for him to end up. But now we have a nice T3 army on the right, which is going to surely should be paying attention to mop all this up and then maybe push forward and threaten this ACU, which has no defenses and no army. He has one T2 PD. BlinChik looking like he has a far superior map presence right now. And you really have to expect that. But still, not a big army. Only 4 bricks and 6 loyalists. Not much aggressive air unit. Not many aggressive air units either. This looks dangerous. ACU does not have overcharge. He's now built the storage, but he's stalling energy. Needs to stop. He's building a strap bomber. And actually, DukeNukem at the wrong moment. Oh, okay. He decided to pull out. He actually only had 4 Titans. But actually, I mean, he didn't know it was here, but he could have done huge damage to ACU because there's no overcharge. But didn't happen for him. He decided to retreat, fearing the overcharge and also having no intel. Didn't want to throw away those units. Now we have 7 ASF out for him. A huge number, huge mass haul and huge power waste at the minute. That has to be resolved. Had some sneaky army that he didn't clear up. He should have cleared this up with those Titans on the right, but he let them go past, and now they're in attacking, taking out the shield and attacking his T3 Pigeon. I know there's also a strap bomber. Here it is. Is he actually going to kill a T3 Pigeon? No, surely not. Well, the Rhino and this Mantis are on the wrong target. That is not going to die. And the strap bomber seems to be flying around slightly aimlessly. Not sure what's happening with that. Needs to also put the stealth on it. Oh, he has no power. Building another P-Gen. Ideally, you want to put it here, 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 and here. For the adjacency. And where are the T3 Mexes? This is a problem. He still has not invested in T3 Mexes. If we look at DukeNukem, he knows what's up. 4 T3 Mexes for him. Says, well, you probably feel good denying 6 T1 Mexes over here, but it honestly does not matter if he has 4 T3 Mexes at home. That's far better than just having a few extra Mexes over here. So this gets cleaned up, leaves some reclaim. He did kill some T3 engineers, killed the shield, almost killed this power generator. It's actually very close to killing it. And now with the air superiority, at least it seems like he has air superiority right now, he's gonna make some broadswords. And that's another T3 Mex, isn't it? And another one just about to finish. God damn. Guy doesn't fuck around. Let's see the Air Force then. That's a Mantis. 9 ASF. And a strap bomber, scout plane, quite a few T1 NTs, I think. Not many. He's still making some though. So the air battle is basically even, with them both having very little, to be honest. At this stage, they've only really just moved into T3R. But with the T3 Mexes, you gotta favor Duke. He's just scouting and just looking at all of those storage T2 Mexes and thinking, this is fucking great. It's at this point you probably should stop making T3 Mexes. I mean, this is a bit greedy, honestly. Making these 2 more here when he already has 4 to his opponent's 0. Could get dangerous. Could get dangerous if you overinvest, over-eco. You might give away your advantage. And this looks crucial. I think I saw the ASF moving towards this. But no, BlinChik doesn't go. Doesn't go for it. We have some Build power being added in the expansions here. Medusa being pumped out. PDs going up. Defenses. Anti-air. And not much fighting in the middle. There's a lot of Percys here. And some bricks scattered about. There's units everywhere. That's a lot of dead T3 units. And BlinChik doing very well to suck that up. That's significant reclaim there. And on the left seems to be where BlinChik is trying to make ground, still putting pressure on, but there's only T1 mexes to kill. So is it really worth it to pressure this location? I'm not sure. What he really desperately needs is more T3 mexes, and he has one now. So the T1 just tickling those armored assault bots. Medusa doing some damage. There's also a spearhead. Really an amazing unit. Extremely cheap. It's 400 mass. I think it used to be 800 mass and nobody used it, and then they halved the cost of it. Still rarely used, but has some of the most insane damage. Just like 800 damage per missile, I believe. 800, maybe 600. I think it's 800 though. And fires 3 in a volley, so that's almost 2,500 power damage. That's a dead pigeon. Not sure how that happened, honestly. Maybe it was the strap bomber. Some sneaky looking bricks. Look at those guys. They are actually under the water. And they're just waiting. They're going to pop out at any time. Okay, the game relaxing slightly. Really, it's never stopped, honestly. This game is very, very aggressive. That was going to T3. And I guess it didn't make it to T3. I'm not sure how it died. See, there's so much happening. I'm missing this shit. But I think that died while it was upgrading. Most likely. I'm going to pin it on the strat again. So the Air Force building up, still not significant. That looks slightly more impressive for Blin. Let's see. Oh, on Duke. Yeah, we got 23. 25, very even, very even. Let's look at the total mass income. Duke is ahead by about a T3 mex. And he has a lot of Percys around. 23 Percys. He is playing old style. Just spam those Percys. They're still obviously extremely good. And the Alpha just as good as ever. They just have a slightly slower rate of fire. Not sure how the bricks and loyalists will deal with them. I'll have to see. Maybe. Just a thought. Mix in some beetles. I'm sure a few of them would get through as the shots go after the T3 units first, and there's not much rate of fire there, so I have to imagine beetles are going to get through and do damage. Someday people will start abusing them, and then people will cry on the balance for them. I await the day eagerly. That's a nuke defense. Has he spotted a nuke? Do we have a notification? I don't see one. So Duke, this is Duke feeling safe. Feeling like he's well in the lead, in control of the game. Feeling confident in his economy. And also adding more economy. Oh, no, no, no. Greedy, greedy boy. This is going to go to T3. Watch this straight away. T3, yeah. Meanwhile, all of these going to T3 at the same time. You gotta be kidding. While making a nuke defense. Brave man. Not the best gameplay. Not the best gameplay. And he's actually going for a nuke launcher after making the nuke defense. I don't really agree with that, honestly. If you're gonna make a nuke, just make a nuke. Don't make a nuke defense. Because, well, unless you see a nuke, then if you see a nuke, you should make a nuke defense. If you don't see a nuke and you want to make a nuke, then don't make a nuke defense. Just make a nuke. And then if they make a nuke, you nuke their nuke. Am I right? I'm just saying nuke so much that it doesn't even mean anything anymore. It sounds strange as I say it. That's... oh my god. Another T3 mechs? I think that's extremely dangerous. This looks... I'm scared right now for Duke. And look at these guys. 7 bricks gonna hide in the pond. Quite close to all of this stuff. And actually, if we see, BlinChik has instantly spotted the nuke. It's also already seen the nuke defense. Nuke defense should probably be a bit more forward, cover a bit more area. And DukeNukem is actually not building the nuke. So he's decided against it, probably saw his mass bar. Or just maybe made it as a fake out, so that BlinChik would then invest in it in an SMD. That is something you'll see players do. Start a nuke, not finish it. To try and bait a nuke defense out of their opponent as an unnecessary investment, but BlinChik not taking the bait. Maybe he hasn't actually zoomed in, because as you can see, if you're out here, you have to actually hover over it to know it's there, or zoom in pretty far. And here are the bricks. They got some reinforcements now. They come out of the water, but they have no vision. And the superior range of the Percy is going to show as they retreat. And they even retreat under a T3 shield. And the bricks are not getting through the shield. Even 2 on PDs going up now. Broadsword. It's all bad. This is a mass donation. Oh, the shield does actually go down. And maybe, yes, 1 single Percy goes down. And that's a lot of mass. And that's a huge air fight that I've just missed. Actually, no, all of the ASF are over here. And what did we lose then? Just inties? Is that all that was? Just an intie massacre? Well, okay. Trying to farm some vet for the ASF. Gonna need to kill a bit more, and actually, DukeNukem going in for the air fight. Why? Why would he do that? I think it's a bad move, but it looks decent for him. Although I fear a lot of the shots are gonna waste on the. Maybe they'll be wasted on the inties. And then the micro gets very messy, and he decides to run away. Does he have any SAMs? Well, he starts making some, and that was a wash, really. Not... yeah, this is a situation I would not advise anyone to take an air fight like that unless you're completely sure you're going to win. But, you know, we were talking about eco, and if we look at the economy now, BlinChik just took the lead. Now has 3 T3 mechs here, full T3 mechs in this base, no TMD, no TMD, no TMD. Full T3 mechs in the base, they're not storage, they've not been storage for a long time. That's a lot of wasted mass actually. See this 20, it should be at 27, this one at 20, this one 22. It should all be 27 with their full storages. So he's getting into... oh, well, let's see how this T3 fight goes. The Percys need to be kiting right now, using their superior range. But there's a lot more T3 units for BlinChik on top of that. And the bricks doing quite well. The loyalist should be running right in up close, and it looks like he's going to run through the middle. So there's a couple of PDs back here. They're not going to provide much resistance. And BlinChik maybe can push and threaten a little bit. We have T2Mex here dying to T1 Bomber. And many units on the left struggling to get through the difficult terrain. A lot of T1 in this army. It's hard to tell how much T3 is there. And actually, oh no. Why is BlinChik's air here? I have no idea. But he's being punished heavily for that. DukeNukem absolutely destroying, winning the airfight completely. We even have Sam's getting in on the action, getting some kills. Not many, but most of it was just won by the ASF of Duke. And he's added lots of factories here. No air grid, unfortunately. It's so efficient, but a lot of players don't want to invest in the time to make it. You can see here, BlinChik is doing that. Which gives me hope that he can regain the air. But you can see the score just jumped massively after that air fight. It's just a massive win for Duke there. Helping him hugely, and he is under pressure here. The Titans are running away, but they need to be running in as the Percys retreat. And actually a lot of damage being done by 2 on PD. Look at this one. Just in the middle, under the legs of these strangely designed killer robots. And they're all going to die and leave some mass. And he recreated as much nicer looking Percivals or Titans. The Titans really look like little hunchbacks. Percy's a bit more impressive. For some reason they have cloven feet as well. Who knows why. We'll have to ask the art designer, whoever he was. Let us know why UEF looks so good and the Cybern looks like it was designed by some metalhead from the 90s who really liked Warhammer or something, I don't know. And then the Aeon is just like blobs of randomness. All the units, well, all the naval units look exactly the same, just different sizes. Well, the last few minutes have gone really well for Duke in terms of the fighting. I mean, he's won the air battle here, got some nice reclaim here. He's completely holding this expansion now. Although he's taking so much damage from T1 bombers, it's actually ridiculous. Just mix in some flak, people. Whenever you're at T2, T3, just automatically just mix in some flak into your army. Also mix in shields if you have them available. Always do that. A correct unit mix is very important. What is going on here? That's Ravagers and Sams. And look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Ravagers planned here. Strange, honestly. Not sure why you would mess in Ravagers in that location. If he comes down here, you can't hit him. He could park some arties here, kill all of this. But it looks like BlinChik is sending his bricks forward into the Ravagers. That's not a good look. 9 bricks. Well, that's actually a lot of bricks. Maybe he can actually, if he just continues moving in, maybe he can do it, and he can also dodge some fire, but actually there's T1 PDs preventing him from just walking in. He's now at 7 bricks. The number decreasing rapidly. The T3 mech does go down. That's quite painful, but there's a shield protecting this. It's still up. And one Ravager goes down. Well, he's actually doing a decent job. He's actually taking care of this base. The bricks are enough. But there's Percy's and there's still some... Actually, the shield has not been killed and there's PDs back here, so bricks will go down. And if there's no follow-up, then this is all reclaimed left well within the grasp of DukeNukem. In the middle, the army is under attack by a strategic bomber and also many T1. Oh, there's 3 strats at least. Look at that. Huge damage. The AoE, so nice on that Cybern bomber. This army, Percy's just infinitely superior. Look at how many Percy's he has. Or should I say had. Even now he has far more than what DukeNukem has, but not pushing. That may be a mistake. That you can see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bricks nearby. We have 15 here. He lost about 6 or 7 or even more to strap bombers. He could have pushed, could have moved towards these T3 mexes. That's... Well, he got baited a bit there into some SAMs and mobile AA. There's more SAMs going up as BlinChik fears the power of the air. T3 mexes, we have basically full... Oh. On storage T3 mexes. Disappointing. But we have basically full T3 mechs for both players. BlinChik, however... Oh, look at this. This is the difference. He has a T3 mechs here at the front. Gonna make another one. He has a lot of mass. It's also killing some mechs around the place. There's the T2 mechs gonna go down. And BlinChik has the economy lead. Now, does DukeNukem realize that he's actually falling behind here, or does he realize that? Well, 50 bricks, man. How many Percys do you have? 50 bricks, 50 Percys, 13 Titans as well. So the army's actually very even. And maybe DukeNukem, well, he certainly had an advantage in T3 units, I'm sure. But he didn't really do much damage, I have to say, since he's mostly been defending the left, trying to control the middle. Look at all this reclaim that BlinChik is going to take, because he's now retreated back, way back for... Well, I don't really know why. Maybe he doesn't think he can defend it from air, but I mean, that doesn't seem right. He has so many inties, or ASF I should say. You really should not be retreating unless you have to, and he's just retreated away from a big reclaim field. And BlinChik is already there. These are all engineers. Just sucking that mass so fast, it's gone. And on the right, DukeNukem still committed to the PDs. That's not good, in my opinion. And ooh, that's a bad formation. The bricks just out of range. He hasn't scouted them, and they're hot on his heels. But he's retreating. He has very slightly more range than a brick with a Percy now. Oh, these are nice kills to get actually with these broadswords. ASF are coming. And there's a lot of targets for these broadswords, honestly. I mean, these T3 mexes, these T3 mexes completely vulnerable. Even this one, potentially, unless there's some SAMs mixed in here. And over here, we should have a T3 NG out. Have shields. At this point, you really want to be shielding your mexes. You want to, it's very cheap to put a T2 shield around these mexes. You only need one shield. Makes them a lot. Well, it just doubles the damage required to get a kill on a T3 mex, basically, with a single T2 shield for the UEF. And almost the same for a Cybern. Pretty similar. You can get one upgrade and it's a big help. And now there's a huge number of bricks moving forward, and they're catching these Percies in not the greatest formation. You can see the Percies at the back often not shooting, as the ones at the front are getting picked off. It's a lot of bricks pouring through this little water passage here, giving them a faster travel time to expansions, which may be very vulnerable. Now we have a lot of Percy on the left, and a lot of these bricks in the middle have come from the left side and walked through here, so there's not much to defend over here as the entire army is coalesced in middle. But the micro doesn't look too good for BlinChik. He's taking a lot of damage. Also the broadsword's helping out. They've done a lot to help here, but they are getting killed now by T3 Mobile A that's mixed in. And you may have just seen the notification that a megalith has been completed. Where is that mega? It's just emerging from the base now. Built back here. And who said that you'll never make a mega again because of the build time? Well, BlinChik has made one. And now it looks bad for Duke, I have to say. Oh, his fatty is just completed, but all of these Ravagers, look at how expensive this is. 24,000, 200,000 power. Fatty, 28,000 mass, 350k power. I mean, I'd rather two fatties, or nearly two fatties, than a fatty and all these Ravagers in a pretty unimportant location. Honestly, he's not defending even a base here. He's defending a single T3 mechs. And now the fatty, actually, maybe it can push forward and kill this base, so that would be extremely good. A lot of T3 mechs here, and the ACU is actually still here. He has stealth in T3, but this is extremely vulnerable. In this stage of the game, you'd really want him in a water somewhere, under many shields, with ASF overhead, something like that, I don't know. But probably not in your furthest expansion, which is about to be under fire from a fatty on the other side. The megalith is not facing off with this fatty. Actually, maybe the fatty is coming back across to fight the mega, but this mega doesn't care. He's pushing forward to kill this expansion. There's T3 mexes to be killed. He has a little army with him. And down here, well, the Percies are trying to relocate to the left with the Titans as well, and some broadswords moving over. Now we have T3 Mobile Arty attacking this base, and that could be really the end of it, as the fatty is left. He hasn't decided to push here. Oh, it's a lot of Gunters that just got thrown up very quickly. T2 Arty is a counter to Fat Boys if you get enough of them before the fatty starts killing them. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that number is, to be completely honest, but it's gotta be something like 8 or 9 T2 Arties. Shielded, of course. And yeah, the fatty decided he didn't want any of that. But I think he should have continued on and started taking this out. I think he had time. The Gunters weren't up by the time the fatty was built. And as T2RD is just going to outrange this base completely and probably eventually destroy it, I have to think. As the Percies are actually getting into range of the Mega, but the pathfinding, this is such an awful formation for him. Such an awful formation. And this fatty is going to do so much. As the Percy are actually prioritizing T3 mobile anti-air and bricks ahead of the megalith. 63 kills, 1 vet level now, but it's under fire from many broadswords. These have to be protected now. They're the real... I can only think that's what's going to stop this megalith, because there's all these Percies are going to get ranged by the mega. On the right, he's making... Well, now he's making a lot of T2RD. Honestly, T2RD is going to be a lot more useful. Assuming they actually are in range. Well, these two aren't. Yeah, they're too far back. Damn, this base is just dire. I'm so sad looking at this base. DukeNukem starting Tech 3 artillery construction. Don't like that decision, honestly. He's just lost, well, he's lost all of these mexes somehow. TML? These are all dead. And I don't think the mega killed them. Well, look at the veterancy on these guys. They definitely just killed some T3 mexes. Damn, no TMD. Finally gets punished 1 hour into the game. We're over an hour. Sweet Jesus. The fatty is in mid. I don't know what he's been doing, sort of going back and forth. But he has a decent amount of kills anyway. Has not done as much damage. You can see here 28.5k on his veterancy for the mega. 18.7. They're built similar time actually. Fatty's slightly later, but got to fighting about the same time. So the mega has done more. It's taken a lot of damage though, mostly from the broadswords, to be honest. And look, BlinChik, loving this reclaim. He's straight in, spamming a lot of factories to get engineers here, and runs through here. Maybe he can run through, do some more damage. Percy's supporting the fat boy. The bricks moving in. I don't think they understand the situation completely. That is a death wish. Look at this, adding all this production. Very good. If we look at his mass is now just double DukeNukem's after taking out 7, 8, maybe 9 T3 mexes. Oh, that's another TML. This mex is dead. That was T3. There's going to be another TML flying to finish this off. A lot of bricks have just been fighting walls, it seems. That's not good. So many things going on here. How is the T2RD war going? Well, it looks like it's actually being won somehow by DukeNukem. Very slowly, however. The T3 mobile arties have still not broken through. That's a lot of T2 shields. This push in middle is a bit scary, and if DukeNukem can suck up this reclaim, maybe he still has a chance, but maybe he can fund his arty with that. Actually, he's probably stalling hardcore right now. Look at the power. 15,000 power. You can make telly right now. But then, of course, he would have absolutely no mass for his T3RD. Needs this reclaim right now. Needs it yesterday. 11 broadswords is a fine force. But what's he gonna do with it? Gonna try and defend the left, but left is indefensible. There is a mega. This mega has been pretty idle after that initial engagement. I have to say, it should have been relocating itself or continued to push. I mean, without flak, he can't really push, so maybe he should have just relocated to middle to help out versus this fat boy. T2RD wars continue, and the T3RD is actually making ground. Look at this. Shields have gone down here, but there's more going up, and there's bricks just saying, screw this, I'm going to run past. Threaten the base. He's going to have to leave Percy's behind to defend this. Oh, he could actually run up this way maybe. Well, the PD would actually shoot him then. Corsair's being used in middle to try and do some damage. The Fat Boy's lost its shield. And the Mega is in the water, trying to use its considerable height. And it is actually shooting at the Perseus. Look at that. That's a nice move. Oh, damn. But now he's gone too deep. And he's hitting the ground. If he comes right up close to the edge, you'll definitely be able to shoot past. Here are the broadswords on the right, trying to snipe some flak. You see how low health these guys are? This is why you make air staging. I know people say, well, nobody makes air staging, so why should I make air staging? Well, you know, most people don't win all their games, so you should probably do some things to improve. Fat Boy retreats with no shield, and the Percy army is still mostly intact. He's lost a few though. But look what he's doing. He's walking away from a reclaim field again, and BlinChik is just all over it like a rash. Here, the same, grabbing Percy Rex, Brick Rex. And the Mega is going to try and control this area now. God damn, this T2RT war is absurd. So many things, so many battles being waged. It's a full-on war in this match. Where is? What I'm wondering is, where is the second megalith? I am also wondering how the shield went off for the fatty, because there's only a couple of Corsairs. I don't even know if they're shooting. I sort of suspect TMLs were used against the Fat Boy. A very, very good tool. Now it may be difficult to hit the Fat Boy itself, but you can easily hit the shield. And to be honest, most people are not going to dodge with the Fat Boy if you do aim at the Fatty with TMLs. But even if they do dodge, it's very difficult to dodge with dodge with the shield. It's such a massive target. Dropping it with TMLs is very feasible. And it has 3 vets now, 54,000 damaged. And he needs to stop. No, he's already in range of the megalith, and he's moving in further. Oh, this could be GG if he loses a Fat Boy right now. Mega is taking massive damage, but it's in range and it's not moving in. Not the best fight growth from either player here. BlinChik so close to killing. It's gonna die. Oh. Oh no. That has to be it. That has to be it. 38k on this megalith. Got a vet level from that kill. There's almost nothing left for Duke. He absolutely needed that Fat Boy, and he loses it just as he finishes the Duke. God damn, this could have gotten back into the game. He could all this unshielded power to kill. Although holy shit, there's a lot of power to kill. It would take a while, but damn, if he had the Fatty, he could retreat. He has the range advantage. He can retreat back towards his base. The T2RT can even hit this megalith. That would be a thing. But damn, without the Fat Boy, I think he's screwed. This left expansion, just a matter of moments before it dies. There's no units going to be sent there for sure. And there will be anti-air to defend versus gunships. In the middle, it's complete domination. An insane amount of mass left behind for BlinChik to fund any amount of experimentals he wants, or nukes, or whatever. Nuke probably not going to be the best idea, considering this anti has been built maybe at least a half hour ago. That's a silly waste of a strap bomber. In space, despite the pushing forward, look at all these brick wrecks actually. A lot of dead bricks. And a lot of... Holy shit, look at that. 6,700. So much damage done by these arties. Probably should have just started with arties instead of... made a lot less Ravagers and just made a lot of arties. But still, despite all the damage done, its base is intact. Just showing, I think, the power of a T3 ACU. That build power is very, very important. And also the build power and all the shields that can upgrade themselves. Very helpful. Megalith now going to farm some veterancy off these SAM launchers. And likely, well, he can just push into the base, really. There's nothing to stop him. Do we have... Yes, we do. Another Megalith on the way. That's a dead power grid. Now, one thing he could do, he could actually target the Megalith with the Duke. That may sound strange. Oh, it's just outside minimum range. That's nice. But actually, the Megalith's running into range of the Ravagers. Artie's slowly turning to try and fight this. He can kill this Megalith. That's a bit of a suicide there, I think. But the base will most likely die if I had to guess. I mean, look at all these bricks here. You can see, oh my god, the amount of DPS being wasted. You can see the brick dies almost instantly and the rest of the DPS is basically going nowhere. Look at that. My game is really freaking out at this stage, 1 hour 10 minutes into a game. So I guess you should be split attacking if you have 20 Ravagers versus bricks. And now we're going to have an air fight. Let's see how low the sim speed goes. Oh, good turn from BlinChik, but it's really going to come down to numbers right now. -2, -1. Not too bad. Not too bad. And actually the SAM's coming into play. A lot of ASF moving upwards for Duke. I think they just press stop or they're auto micro. And yeah, BlinChik comfortably wins air. And that's going to be it. The Duke still firing. Has taken out some power, but I mean, look how much power he has. 36k income, 35k. Losing these few power generators, it's really not important. The Mega is still alive. It has full veterancy. And DukeNukem cannot believe that he lost it. Well played indeed to BlinChik. And Duke, he had a big advantage. But, well, how did he throw it away? I gotta look at this Ravager base as just a mistake. I mean, just imagine if instead of having 20 Ravagers here, he had 20 Ravagers in the middle of the map, for example. That would be a much better location for 20 Ravagers. Or instead of 20 Ravagers, he could just make... He probably made more than 20 Ravagers. He could make 2 Fat Boys. And that first Fat Boy... I mean, the Fat Boy did just obscene amounts of damage. And could have been kept alive. Could have fought this Mega a lot longer and won, in fact. Had the HP. Had the range, but... Some miss micro at the wrong time. Actually, both players miss micro, but it's obviously far more serious if you miss micro a Fat Boy than a Megalith. In that particular duel. I mean, the T2 arties didn't ever get through and kill these mexes and kill this base. If they had, it would have been great, but they didn't. And that's a huge investment. I mean, the amount of mass spent here is absolutely absurd. It must have been the 2 or 3 Fat Boys, or I mean, surely even more than that in terms of mass spent on this side. And BlinChik, I feel like he invested a lot less, and also a lot of it was units. Made T3 mobility, made a lot of shields. So I think that's the real mistake, honestly, was that a Ravager base. And now his own main base is going to be completely run over. The Megalith coming in to just quicken it up. There goes a whole bunch of T1 PD. Absolutely destroyed instantly. Another Mega is completed back at home. And also I should point out, most of the game DukeNukem had a better kill ratio. Actually, even before winning, I think before winning the air fight, he even had a significant lead on that kill ratio. And he had an eco advantage. He was doing really well. Oh, the overcharge coming in from the ACU. Oh, he doesn't have much storage, however. He's actually not overcharging. Damn. I was hoping for some massive epic overcharge, but no. Oh well. The Duke now getting... He's probably going to kill the wreck of it and everything with that many strap bombers. Slight overkill. And that is it. DukeNukem goes down with a fight. Nice TMLs as well from BlinChik, killing T3 mexes in many locations, eventually punishing the lack of TMD about 1 hour in. Better late than never. And there he goes. That is it. What a game. Pretty mental game, to be honest. It's a bit crazy. I know I've tried to make T3 RT on Rigor before and it did not work either. Oh well. Yeah, T3 RT, I guess it's just not, it just wasn't that good. I mean, you can see what he's killed in that time. He had it up a decent like the time. But you can see actually how BlinChik built his stuff is quite spread out, and he has a significant amount of shields in many locations. He has a lot of shields around his anti. And yeah, Duke just, that Duke did not do much damage for Duke. But probably a pretty bad mistake there as well. And he also started making it just as he had lost many T3 mexes that he would need to pay for it. But oh well. Great game. Well played. Both of these guys, especially BlinChik, really pulled us back. He was certainly behind, and yeah, great game overall. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I hope you tune in for the next one. I'll see you then, guys.